Wrong button. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to another Arc Basics. This one where we're going to be discussing a lot of the upcoming dinosaurs that are coming out on the Fjordur map, which I think is looking to be, it's shaping up to be really, really good. I've been watching a lot of its development ever since its first inception. I've done a couple of series on it when it first came out because it's been sponsored by G-Portal, and I work with G-Portal a lot. So now that it's been taken on by Wildcard, I think it's actually turning out to be quite good. It was a little bit Middle-earth themed at the beginning, but ever since Wildcard took control of it, I don't know if it still is maintaining that. But I think that whichever way they go, I think it could be wicked, wicked cool. If they go with the Middle-earth theme, or if they go with the Norse theme, like what is kind of hinted in a lot of different things, I kind of like. I kind of like that a lot. All right, but we're going to be talking about the 3 different dinosaurs that are coming out with this map. One of them is the Andrewsarchus, the other one is the Fjordhawk, and the other one is the Desmodus. So I think that, you know what, hey, let's jump into the Andrewsarchus first, and you know what, here, let's start off with the trailer. So hey, here's the trailer. All right, so let's start off by actually reading this thing. The Andrewsarchus is a beast that's full of surprises. These ungainly creatures might seem sluggish while foraging for a meal, but they can move unexpectedly fast when provoked. Like certain other whippomorphs, Andrewsarchus will aggressively defend its territory against interlopers. With some distance between you, it may be possible to dodge a charging Andrewsarchus. They don't exactly turn on a dime. Just don't expect a river or lake to protect you from one as long as its feet can reach bottom. Andrewsarchus will plow its way right through deep water. These scavengers will tear into just about anything if hungry, but they've got a bit of a sweet tooth. It may be... I've seen many an agitated Andrewsarchus pacified by some honey, which I think is, that right there is a little hint as to how to tame them. I would imagine they're probably going to be passive tamed, and using honey is probably going to be their kibble with, like, quite a few different other types of dinos. But it makes sense. Honestly, I would expect these guys will probably be spawning in the redwoods, or in plains nearby the redwoods. I think that would be actually kind of cool. Or they may have a spot that they put on Fjordur where it's like a field next to redwoods, which these guys would fit just perfectly in, I think. But yeah, I think these guys with the saddle that you put on these things, honestly, I think they're a bit much. I think they're more PvP oriented than they are PvE oriented, but that's not a bad thing. That's actually kind of a good thing. The only thing that they're missing, in my opinion, is a big, huge G Fuel sticker right on the side of the saddle. I think that would really do it really well. But other than that, these guys, I think that you could take on quite a bit. I think they will have their uses in PvE for long distance or being able to snipe certain things, while also having have the saddle be able to protect you from different things, or just to go be able to take certain things down. You may actually be able to take these things into certain boss fights, maybe even the boss fight on Fjordur, which is going to kind of require you to use something like this. I think that the potential uses for this, honestly, I'd have to ride them first, but I think there are quite a few different uses for that saddle. I think it could be pretty good. All right, so let's go to domesticated. Once tamed, Andrewsarchus is reliably fast beast of burden, as long as you don't need it to take any corners at full speed. Its density in water also makes Andrewsarchus ideal for searching ocean floors for pearls, since it sinks so readily to the bottom. See, this part kind of confuses me. How is it going to breathe? Or are they going to have some sort of apparatus on the saddle that allows it to breathe? Or is it just going to be able to have really high oxygen stat? That's kind of the thing. And is it going to be able to sprint underwater? That one right there is got me kind of intrigued, because if it can sprint underwater, it's not going to swim. They're flat out telling you it's not going to swim. It's just going to walk along the bottom, which makes it basically it's more like a harasser platform, at least from what I can see. There's also all sorts of different things. It's not a tank. It's not a it's not some, recon thing. It's absolutely, it's a harasser platform. It's meant to go out there, lay down covering fire, so where other forces can move. So I think in PvP it would have quite a few really, really good uses, especially since the fact that you can have like a couple of these pop out of the forests, start laying down suppressing fire, and while everybody's trying to pay attention to you, have people just flank. I think that could make a lot of sense. I think that would be wicked, wicked cool, actually. Yeah. All right, so the Andrew Sarkis. Yeah, if you have some additional thoughts, leave them down in the comments below. I will absolutely be reading them, because I'm looking forward to seeing everybody's take on this. All right, so with that one said, I'm looking forward to these guys, honestly. Yeah, it's not going to compete with a Thylacoleo, but then again, I don't think it's trying to, which is a good thing. I'd like to have the additional little bits of, the different aspects of things that you can use. So, yeah. All right. Hey, let's move on to the next one. That's my thoughts on the Androsarchus. All right, now we're moving over to the Desmodus. Now, this guy right here, honestly, I think I think I'm least excited for this one out of the three, because honestly, I wish they would have just, I've been hoping for a long time they would have added some sort of functionality to the Onyx. I think that's what we really have been wanting. At least that's kind of what I've been wanting. I know in my comment section, it seems like a lot of other people feel the same. But honestly, the Desmodus, I think it could be kind of cool, especially the fact that it deals with a lot of blood. And here, let's go with this one here before we watch the trailer. Even with all the other monstrosities around here, this fugitive from a creature double feature deserves top billing. I mean, Dracula's right there in its species name, and Desmodus has a shriek that'll scare just about anything out of its way. That's kind of cool. It's also shrewd enough to limit itself to victims that it can carry off into the night, although I'm not superstitious enough to advise stocking up on garlic and steaks before you decide to track down Desmodus for yourself. I'll still advise you to hunt these horrors out in the light and away from their caves. They seem uniquely adept at flying and hiding in those dark, narrow spaces. I do believe that you will have to you will have to drag these guys out of the cave for some particular reason in order to tame them. I don't either that, or you'll be facing kind of like a Megalosaurus at night kind of situation. I think, yeah, which I don't know. I think it adds a lot to them. Taming them is going to be a bit of a chore, but I kind of look forward to that, figuring out exactly what's the best way to tame them and do all sorts of things. I kind of look forward to that. All right, domesticated. Taming one of these beasties lets you add its eerie abilities to your arsenal. Use their unsettling scream to scatter your enemies. That's kind of cool. I look forward to seeing just how effective that screech is. Is it like a Uteranus roar? I don't know. It could be kind of cool. Command Desmodus to snatch up small prey for you. Let its uncanny power to vanish into darkness become your personal stealth mode. Now, one of the big questions right here is, because in the trailer that you'll watch here in just a minute, the darkness power or the stealth power actually looks like they're only using it at night. Now, if it's only usable at night, that would be kind of cool. I mean, it's not a rock drake per se, but the fact that they're kind of taking rock drake-esque abilities and combining them with, say, a parasaur and meets a Yudi, that's a weird love child. I'm just saying. All right, so Desmodus has blood thinner in its saliva, which drains prey of more blood than this vampire could ever digest. If you can stomach the excess blood and drained meat your vampire pet leaves behind, you might be open-minded enough to appreciate another of its unholy gifts, sanguine elixir, that helps enthrall the most stubborn beasts. That's kind of cool. Oh, man. Oh, okay. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing exactly what that sanguine elixir is and does. It's probably out there on the internet, but I'm kind of leaving that one for a spoiler for myself. I don't want to kind of know. If one of the things is, are you able to? I mean, is the Sanguine Elixir, is that just blood packs? Because if it is, I think it's a missed opportunity, but it also could be kind of cool. All right, so I honestly, all right, well here, let's watch the trailer before I get a little bit further into this. All right, I had to look it up. The Sanguine Elixir will actually help tame all sorts of really hard to tame things, which I think is kind of cool. I'm looking to see exactly, the stats on that, because I'm looking forward to actually figuring out the stats on that, because I enjoy doing stuff like that. But yeah, the fact that they're going to use echolocation and stuff like that on to find things, also the screech. So it's not only is it a have like a parasaur slash UD fear roar kind of thing. It also is going to function like an owl, where with their heat vision. Only it's going to be using echolocation. It's also going to be producing blood packs and the Sanguine Elixir. And yeah, the utility on these guys is off the charts. Also can carry things like a Pteranodon. Yeah, I mean, the utility is just, it's screaming out to me. You're gonna want these. You're gonna want to super breed these. Yeah, I really wasn't that excited about them until I actually started doing this video, and now the more and more I get into this video, the more excited for these guys I am. I think these guys could be a really good addition. I'm enjoying these guys far more than the Andrewsarchus, which honestly, as a dedicated PvE player, that's not a huge surprise, but yeah, these guys in PvP, I think they could also have some pretty good uses, especially from the nighttime stealth flight. I think that could be really, really cool. All right, let's jump onto the Fjordhawk. There's no trailer for the Fjordhawk, which is unfortunate, but we'll break down what we know. All right, now let's start talking about the Fjordhawk. Now, I've already done a video on the Fjordhawk, and I'm actually looking forward to them quite a bit. I think that they're going to be a really good shoulder pet. Are they going to be a Sonoma Crops quality shoulder pet? Probably not, but they are going to have quite a few different uses. Now, I do have more questions than I have answers, which will probably be having to wait for the trailer to see what they do in the trailer, and then also, of course, waiting for initial release, because that's when everybody finds out everything. All this theory crafting, we find out exactly, how it really is, as opposed to how we want it to be. And, that's part of the fun. But I'm kind of looking forward to these. I love shoulder pets. Honestly, I think shoulder pets are probably one of the best additions to Ark ever. That and Thylacoleos. But I do believe that the Fjordhawk will have its uses. If you can have it go and retrieve all sorts of different things, I think it could be kind of cool. All right, let's jump into the dossier. All right, most of the creatures I've encountered here have endured thanks to their great size, strength, or ferocity. But the Fjordhawk gets by on its wits and by scavenging. The bird also seems to have an almost preternatural ability to predict and avoid danger. Fjordhawks follow predators and survivors from on high, watching for their moment to swoop in and snatch up an easy meal. I want to know if that's actually going to have an in-game use, where it says the bird also seems to have an almost preternatural ability to predict and avoid danger. Is its head going to light up or something if something comes by, or I don't know? Or are you gonna be able to have it fly up high and like follow you instead of having it on your shoulder? I don't know. That seems like something that could be done. I'm not sure if it's something that they would want to have done, but it does seem kind of cool. All right, so domesticated, tame Fjordhawks are surprisingly playful. And their favorite game is fetch. Indulge your bird with this play and a bit of patience, and you'll reap the rewards. Just point out a target, and your Fjord hawk will fly off to retrieve it for you. A well-trained Fjord hawk can locate injured prey and communicate its find to you. These clever birds will bond with humans as wholeheartedly as any canine or primate in a way uniquely suited to this time and place. If you should meet with some grave misfortune, your Fjord hawk will immediately fly off with as many of your belongings as it can carry as soon as you're respawned by the Ark. Your friend will track you down and return your equipment to you. This right here is a huge game changer for anybody who plays vanilla. And you'll know because people who play with on modded servers and stuff like that, one of the biggest modded ones is, well, corpse retrieval. That and the transfer tool from S Plus, and this right here. If anybody who plays S Plus knows that when you die in a very tricky spot, grab the transfer tool and just transfer all the stuff in your bag to you, so you don't really have to go to the bag. If the Fjordur hawk can do that, that's huge. That's really, really huge. I really am looking forward to having the functionality of that in a vanilla type setting because I love vanilla. Vanilla is amazing. All right, and then also one of the cool things that they're talking about is where they can locate injured prey and communicate its find to you. That one right there, is it going to be like the direwolf, where it just kind of like pops up on your screen? Hey, there's a wounded thing over here, or yeah, there's something over here. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how that works. If it's just like the direwolf, I think that could be kind of cool, because the direwolf's functionality is really cool. It's just, unfortunately, you have to be on a direwolf to do it. Yeah, if you could have one of these guys on your shoulder, you could ride a Reaper and then have that functionality. I think that could be really, really cool. All right, so let's see. Next one, if a well-trained... let's see, just point out a target and your Fjord hawk will fly off to retrieve the items for you. Does this work on wyvern eggs? That's my biggest question. Does it work on rock drake eggs, wyvern eggs, anything of the sort? I think that could be kind of cool. It's like an Ichthyornis just for items. That could be kind of kooky. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of functionality that does. And also, if it can actually pick up a rock drake or a wyvern egg, will it trigger the wyvern's aggressive nature? I mean, that would kind of be impeding on Oviraptor, but yeah, because Oviraptors, they can do it. But getting an Oviraptor into a wyvern nest has always been a pain in the butt. Yeah, so hey. Anyway, so that's my thoughts on these new dinosaurs that are coming out in the Fjordur map. I'm really, really looking forward to June when the Fjordur map comes out, because honestly, I played on it before, but I know that once Wildcard takes it under their wing, a lot of changes happen before it goes out to public release, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what kind of changes happen to it in the last 6 months. I think it could be wicked, wicked cool. I'm really looking forward to Fjordur, and yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to the Fjord hawk, the Desmodus, and the Andrewsarchus. So, which dinosaur are you looking forward to the most, and what part of Fjordur are you looking forward to the most? I'm kind of looking forward to just seeing how the map evolved over the little bit, because I love the map. It's great. I think it could be a lot of fun. All right, I'm also looking forward to the Desmodus and the Fjord hawk. So hey, if you want to chat about this, leave your comment down below. I really am looking forward to seeing what everybody is looking forward to the most. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. I really appreciate it. If you're new around here, subscribe. Until next time, this is Phlinger Phoo, and take it easy, everybody.